Welcome back, everybody, from your holidays. So today we're going to talk a little bit about casting and front supports, mostly for the superstars, so you guys have a good idea of what you're supposed to be looking at. So Devin's going to start just by showing you the classic nice casting shape. So you'll notice she has a nice round back. Her bum is tight. And if you can see where the bar is, you'll notice that the bar is not at her hips. What happens is if she pushes to her hips, Devin, can you sink down? Do you see where her shoulders are? She needs to be pushed and extended all the way through, so she pushes into the bar and lifts up. One way you can do this with small kids is to put your hand up higher than their head and tell them to push their head to your hand. Because we get a lot of, Devin, can you show the classic really bad cast shape? The bent arms, leaning forward. So this is often what we get casting, right? The bent arms, the head sticking out, and the legs behind. What we really want to see, not the casting yet, just the bad front support shape is good. Yeah, so we get a lot of this. And what we want to do is have them push. I always tell them to push up until their mid-thigh, squeeze their bum, push in, and be slightly leaning over the bar. In fact, they should be able to lift their fingers off the bar because they're pushing so hard. Okay? And when they don't do that, that's when you see them kind of fall forward and their shoulders lean. We do need to have a nice lean, so you notice there's a diagonal line. Her shoulders are not on top of the bar. Can you lean back a bit, Dev, so that you're like, yeah, so we don't want to be here, because what will happen is when they try to cast, can you try to cast from there? They're not going to be able to go anywhere. They're going to fall right off the bar. The trick to the cast is that you're counterbalancing. So Devin's going to show you now from that front support that they've been going up. And one good way to work the front support without actually having them do anything is we call it walking the dog, which is staying nice and tight, keeping the bar at their leg and walking from one side of the bar to the other. So keeping their legs together and staying tight with the bar at their thighs. Good. Dev, can you go back to the middle? So in Superstars, when we ask kids to cast, we get a lot of this. Devin, do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, a lot of that arched mini casting head going everywhere. The trick to the cast or anything on bars is to always keep your eyes on the bar. The goal for the cast is the body to be moving up with the shoulders leaning forward over the bar, getting a nice horizontal line. One good way for them to think about it is to push their ribs up towards their back as they're going. So Devin's going to do a small cast, pushing her ribs up to the back. So you'll see she's going to get a nice straight line. Can you go again, Dev? Push. Good. And Devin will tell you that our big rule on casting is you never ever cast. Say it again, Devin. We never cast off the bar. If you're teaching your kids to cast off the bar, you're teaching them to cast without leaning forward and coming back to the right position. And they're not actually casting. They're just kicking. So the whole goal to be able to do those casts, can you do a couple of baby casts that are still really nice? So getting the chest up, even if it's just little tiny like that. Because eventually, the more they do that, the more it's going to turn into a nice horizontal cast, getting closer to the 45-degree angle, going up. Again, Dev, staying nice and tight, pushing. Good, nice. Thanks, Dev.